Welcome to Kind Lending's Hybrid eClose overview, created exclusively for our banker partners. Hybrid eClose is all about making closings faster, easier, and more convenient without sacrificing the security your borrowers expect. We'll walk through what Hybrid eClose is, how it works, and most importantly, how you can guide your borrowers through the process and highlight the efficiency it brings to their closing experience. Let's dive in. This isn't new. Hybrid eClose has been around the industry for years. It simply means borrowers can sign most documents electronically, saving time at the table. Hybrid eClose blends digital e-signing convenience with traditional in-person signing for key documents. It streamlines closings for your borrowers and keeps deals moving faster. Borrowers can e-sign most of their closing package online before closing, and only need to wet sign a few critical documents like the note deed, writers, and CD with the settlement agent. Hybrid eClose benefits everyone. It's faster, transparent for borrowers, flexible if needed, and fully compliant with regulations. Let's walk through the Hybrid eClose process from start to finish so you can see how everything fits together smoothly. Step 1. Preparing the closing package. The process begins in our loan origination system. The closer generates the closing document package and sets the destination to eClose, a small but impactful change that streamlines efficiency. Step 2. Sending documents to the borrower. Once the closing package is prepared, it's sent from our system, and the borrower receives an email with a link to access the documents in Solex, just like their initial disclosures. They can start reviewing the package immediately, giving them more time to understand what they're signing. Step 3. Borrower review and e-signing on closing day. Borrowers can review the documents at their convenience before their scheduled closing date. However, they can only e-sign the ancillary documents on the actual day of closing starting at midnight. By the time they meet the agent for their in-person signing appointment, a large portion of the paperwork is already completed. Step 4. In-person signing for key documents. Not all documents can be e-signed. The documents that require a wet signature will happen in person with a closing agent to ensure all legal requirements are met. Step 5. Submitting and tracking signed documents. Once both e-signed and wet signed documents are completed, the settlement agent uploads the wet signed documents into the package, and the package is delivered directly to our system, just like our initial disclosure package. The original wet signed docs are physically shipped to post-closing. The system tracks the status of every document, ensuring nothing gets misplaced. Step 6. Post-closing review and compliance. After all documents are collected, the post-closing team conducts a final review to confirm compliance. The eClose process significantly reduces errors at this stage by enforcing required fields and signatures, making the final audit much smoother. The Hybrid eClose process is designed to be simple, efficient, and borrower-friendly while improving accuracy and streamlining operations for our internal teams. Borrowers love Hybrid eClose Say because they can preview their package, knock out most of the signing on their phone or laptop, and spend less time at the closing table. Remember to remind borrowers they will be able to review the package prior to closing, but only e-sign starting at midnight the day of closing. Don't worry, they get email reminders. Your role is simple but critical. Help borrowers understand the process, set expectations, and keep them on track. You're the trusted guide. Stay informed through Quickie's e-sign tracker. Know when the package was sent, when the borrowers have consented, and if they have e-signed prior to going to the closing table. Remember, if they complete the available documents via e-signing, they drastically reduce the time spent at the table. Oh, and you have the ability to resend links if your borrower misplaces their email. Settlement agents handle the final wet signing and uploading. Your job is to make sure the borrower arrives ready. Here we have created a helpful job aid for the settlement agent. It explains their role, what they need to know before the closing, which talks about the delivery of the closing package, how to log in, explains what their options are during signing, how they can print documents, and after signing, uploading the copies of the wet signed documents and shipping of the originals, part of the closing instructions, and finally what to do if we need to redraw any documents. Your key takeaway here is to encourage your borrowers to complete all available e-sign documents prior to getting to the table with the settlement agent to reduce the time wet signing. We've created a few scripts you can use with your borrowers to help them understand this process. Beginning with a script for borrowers unfamiliar with digital processes. Hi, Susie Purchaser. I wanted to let you know about an exciting option for your closing process called Hybrid eClose. With this process, you'll be able to electronically review and sign most of your documents online before the in-person closing appointment. This means less paperwork on the day of closing and a much quicker signing process. You don't have to choose Hybrid eClose. It's completely optional, but it's a convenient way to streamline the experience. If you'd like, I can guide you through how it works and what to expect. What do you think? For borrowers who are comfortable with technology, hey, Andy America, great news! We offer a hybrid eClose process, which allows you to handle most of your closing paperwork online before your in-person appointment. You'll get to review and sign documents electronically at your convenience. Then, when you come to the closing, only a few documents will need a physical signature, saving you time and hassle. This option is available now, and it's entirely up to you whether you'd like to take advantage of it. If you have any questions, I can walk you through the steps. It's super straightforward. For borrowers concerned about security or changes to the process, hi Penny Public. Hybrid eClose is a secure and convenient way to complete your closing. With this process, you can review and sign most of your documents electronically ahead of time. This gives you plenty of time to look everything over in a private, secure online environment before closing day. At the closing, you'll only need to sign a few final documents in person with your closing agent. If you'd prefer to sign everything on paper instead, that option is still available. Let me know which works best for you. For borrowers who need reassurance or further explanation, I wanted to share how Hybrid eClose works. It allows you to sign most of your closing documents electronically before the actual closing day. When it's time to close, you'll only need to sign a few key documents in person. It's completely optional. If you prefer to do everything in person, that's absolutely fine. If you're interested, I can walk you through the process and answer any questions. It's a great way to save time and make closing day simpler for you. What do you think? Hybrid eClose isn't about changing the way you do business, it's about making it more efficient, more transparent, and more borrower-friendly. By embracing Hybrid eClose, you're not just closing loans. You're delivering an efficient, modern experience your borrowers will appreciate. For more information or questions, please reach out to your Kind TPO Account Executive.